read and review such a wonderful poetry book, and I highly recommend it to all lovers of poetry and even to non-lovers of poetry who I'm sure will be converted with this book. So the book I'm going to read from is called My Days with Ramkinkar Baij, as was introduced. And this is about the sculptor Ramkinkar Baij, who worked in Shantiniketan, which is the university that was established by India's Nobel laureate Rabindranath Tagore. And arguably, Baij is also India's first modern sculptor. But his work is not limited to sculpting. He was also well known for his paintings in oil and watercolor. And the book that I'm going to read from is the result of the author's many conversations with Ramkinkar Baij, who he was lucky to have as a neighbor. So this particular section that I'm reading from is one of those conversations. There is an elaborate paraphernalia for smoking today. A large cigar comes out. With a soft smile, he puts it in his mouth. A new matchbox emerges too, not from under the pillow, but out of his purpoose pocket. He doesn't light the cigar though, waits for his tea. Today one can clearly hear sounds that suggest tea is being prepared. Tum-tum, tun-tun, as if a jal taranga is playing. The door is pushed open and tea comes in. Not one, but 2 cups on an enameled plate. Along with it, there are some sweets on another plate. Radharani says something, not comprehensible. Possibly it's aimed at Kinkada. Have some sweets. What's the occasion? I ask with a smile. It's not your birthday today. No special occasion as such, Kinkada says with an impish smile. What occasion? But drink your tea before it gets cold. It will taste nice in this heat. I follow the orders without delay. Delicious sweets. Now, even the tea isn't too bad. The improved quality of the beverage had become visible at the first glance itself. But I'm wondering what the occasion is. Doesn't seem like it's nothing. Even Radharani's attire is somewhat different today. I guess Kinkada has divined my train of thought. A smile plays on the edge of his lips. What is it, hey? You seem to be in deep contemplation. Okay, let's say it's my cat's wedding today. Kinkada explodes in amusement. Volleys of laughter continue. His head keeps bending. I feel a little uncomfortable. Once tea is over, the room fills with the aroma of cigar. That mysterious smile disappears from his face. I feel a little relieved. Didn't I tell you the other day what fun it is to work on larger sculptures? I get completely immersed. Days go by as if in an inebriated spell. I forget everything completely. But then I think, the joy is no less in smaller works. Consider portraits, for example. The joy of doing portraits is hard to match. A human face, I find the character etched within the face itself. That excites me. You get it? Why do humans, even animals and inanimate things have a personality? That's what I'm talking about. The other afternoon, a gentleman entered my room. Blathered for a while. Initially, I was rather irritated. Wished that he had left. Then, the moment I happened to glance at his face, my ears switched off. I just kept looking at him. His words didn't reach my ears any longer. As he moved his neck and mouth while talking, I kept watching the play of his character on his nose, mouth, eyes. It was great fun. That's the fun of doing a portrait. The words stop. Kinkada is quiet. I hazard that the character is moving about on the screen of his memory. He's possibly seen many faces in his mind's eye, and in my ears ring the words of another sculptor from across the shores. in the exact language spoken by Kinkotha. People may bore me when they talk, but everyone interests me as a possible problem in sculpture. What are you thinking, hey? Nothing, I smile. See, portraits offer the greatest scope for creativity. It's not about copying the anatomy of a face, but demonstrating a character. If you merely copy, you will see it isn't a portrait any longer. It would be something very distant from the person. Have you seen stuffed tigers showcased in museums? Something like that. A face has so many features, all of which are valuable from the perspective of a character. First, one needs to identify those. Next, they must be forcefully delineated. Underlined, I mean. That's what makes a portrait. Copying or emphasizing in the wrong places, both are equally dangerous. The work of someone who takes that path is bound to be doomed. As I listen to Kinkotha, faces flash across the screen of my mind. So many faces. Rodin's Balzac, Epstein's Bernard Shaw, Rembrandt, Picasso and Van Gogh's self-portraits, Abanindranath's Maharshi Devendranath, Atul Basu's Ashutosh Mukherjee, Ramkinkar's Rabindranath and Abanindranath, Balbir Singh Katt's Ramkinkar. All kinds of faces in bronze, concrete, plaster, paint and brush. Have you seen my two portraits of Rabindranath? The bent sculpture, bust, I made that later. It depicts Tagore's last phase. The other one, a little abstract, is the earlier one. Many people think that was made later. No. Andrews had passed away then. Something was being written for his memorial ceremony. Tagore was bent over his writing table. As soon as I went in, he looked at me with squinted eyebrows, as if a little miffed. After hearing my preferring, he said, "In the West, an obstinate artist harassed me a great deal by measuring my face from many angles. Do you intend to do the same?" With apprehension, I quickly reassured him, No, I won't even touch you. You carry on with your work as you are. You won't even get an inkling that I am around." He would do his work, and so would I. This was the deal. Bus. I got what I wanted. I would carry on with my work in a corner of the room, a little far away from his chair and table. He used to remain engrossed in his work. However, I can't say he never looked at my work at all. A couple of times, he did see it from the corner of his eyes. He was a little unwell at that time. His hair had been cropped short. He didn't have the mane. He had to bend over the table to write. It reflected a special aspect of his personality, and that's what I tried to capture. Hey, the serious Rabindranath, not the sweet and pliable Kobi-Guru. See, very few people have recognized this other Rabindranath. All through his life, he stressed on many things, did such a lot of work in Shilaidaho, then here in Shantiniketan. He begged until the end of his life. Who ever paid attention to him? And how many people have done such bone-breaking work in our country? You think the poet only dreams? Ha! We also see him only in our dreams. Look at the flesh and blood man, the real man. The words are clothed in deep sadness. From his expression, that isn't left